I used a weight 3 cotton bamboo blend yarn in the colors linen, white, and cerulean sea. So first we're going to create the Sanddollar and the square around it. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. Start by making a magic circle and a chain 3. This chain 3 will count as our first double crochet. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Next you're going to place 9 double crochet into the center of that magic circle. So here's my first double crochet. And then here's my second. After you've completed 9 double crochets into the center of your circle, you're going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning for a total of 10 stitches in the round. Since we're beginning our circle with 10 stitches, every round after that we will need to increase by 10 more stitches. So here I am slip stitching into the top of the chain 3, and this is what your first round should look like. And don't forget to pull that yarn tail tight in the center of the circle. For round 2, chain up 3, and then double crochet into the first stitch, the same stitch that you slip stitched to in the previous round. For the next stitch, you're going to work a front post double crochet. So you'll do that by yarning over, inserting your hook underneath the post, not into the stitch. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a front post double crochet. And you'll notice there's a stitch behind it. You're also going to double crochet into that stitch. Now you will begin your repeat. You're going to place an increase into every stitch around. So you're going to put 2 double crochet in one stitch, a front post double crochet around the next, and into that same stitch that you did the front post around, place a double crochet, and then repeat. So following the video, I just did 2 double crochet. Here's my front post double crochet, and then the double crochet into the stitch behind the front post. Here is the repeat one more time. So 2 double crochet, here's 1, 2 into one stitch, and then around the next one we're going to put a front double crochet, then into that stitch that you just worked a front post around, you're going to put another double crochet. So repeat that around. You should end with a front post double crochet and a double crochet behind it, and then slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 from the beginning. Round 3, you're going to chain 3 and double crochet into the first stitch, the same one you slip stitched to previously. Into the next stitch, place a double crochet. Next, we're going to work 2 front post double crochets together around the previous front post double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook underneath the front post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and insert your hook underneath that post again. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 on the hook, yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops on the hook. Then you're going to place a double crochet into the stitch directly behind the 2 front post double crochets together. Before we can start our repeat, we're going to create one of the empty spaces of the Sanddollar. So you're going to double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, and then double crochet into the next stitch. Put 1 double crochet into the next, and then you're going to work your 2 front post double crochets together around the next post, and then 1 double crochet behind it into that stitch. Now we can begin our repeat for this round. Our repeat is going to be 1 double crochet into one stitch, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, here's 2, 1 double crochet into the next, a 2 front post double crochet together around the front post double crochet of the previous round, and then a double crochet behind it. Repeat that all the way to the end. You should end with 1 stitch left. So I've worked all the way around and I'm reaching my last stitch. Into that last stitch, you're going to place a double crochet. Now you can slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 from the beginning of the row. This is what your Sanddollar should be looking like at the end of round 3. You should have a total of 30 stitches around. Got the 4 open spaces, but then this one's left undone. So you kind of want to line it up with that one. So I know, here's mine. So I know my second to last one, I'm going to skip the chain 1. So for round 4, you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Two double crochet into the next. Chain 1. You're going to skip that front post and double crochet into the next. So skip and chain double crochet into the next stitch. Two double crochet into the next. Then you're going to put 1 double crochet into that chain space. So 1 double crochet into the next. And then 2 double crochet into this one. Then we will do 1 of the repeats. Chain 1. Skip 1 and into the next stitch, double crochet. Two double crochet into the next. You're going to place 1 double crochet. One into this one. Two into the next. Chain 1. skip the front post and into the next, double crochet 1, two double crochet into the next, one double crochet, one double crochet, two double crochet, and I know this one is lined up with my hole here, so I'm just going to put one double crochet into that instead of skipping. One double crochet into the next, two double crochet into the next, and just repeat that, 1, 1, 2. This will be your last one to skip, so chain 1, skip 1 into the next, and in this last stitch you'll put 2 double crochet. Now slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. Perfect. So it should start to look like this. So you've got your 4 on either side, your 1 in the middle here, and then none on the top. Round 5, you're going to chain 1 and put 2 single crochets into that same top stitch. So here's 1, and here's 2. Now you're going to single crochet into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 2 single crochet into the chain space. 1, 2, and repeat that. So single crochet in next 3. You kind of have to push that back to find this one. So here's 1, 2, 3, and then 2 into the next. So every 4th stitch you'll be increasing. So 1, 2, 3, into that chain space, 2, 1, 2. And just repeat that. So I'm back around. I'm going to place my last 2 single crochet into my last chain 1 space. And now you should end with 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to slip stitch to that first single crochet you made. Tight. And now and that should end with 50 single crochets all the way around. And now you have the perfect little sand dollar. Now I'm going to cut my yarn, maybe, and then just fasten it off. Now get your second yarn color. We're gonna work on the next increase. So the next circle around. And here, I'm just gonna show you my mock-up. So it's really important to not put your increases on top of the previous round's increase. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with corners. If you notice that, versus when I redid it, I staggered my increases, so it's much more circular. So that's important to note. So we're gonna start, find your bottom right here. You want it to kind of be in line there. And you're gonna find that bottom stitch. So I'm gonna go into this stitch right here. Right there. And you're going to yarn over and chain 1. Now you're going to single crochet into that same stitch. One single crochet into the next. And then into the next, you're going to do an increase. So 2 single crochets into that same stitch. Okay, so now to start your repeat, you're going to put an increase into every 5th stitch. So into the next 4 stitches, you'll put a single crochet, and into the 5th, you'll put 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now into the 5th, I'm going to put 2. 1. I'm going back into that same stitch. Oops, maybe. You'll put a second. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. So repeat that all the way around, and you should end with 2 stitches left. And you'll put a single crochet into those. I'll meet you there. I also want to note that you're going to want to skip your slip stitch. It kind of looks like a stitch, but that is not. So 1, and then this is my slip stitch, so I'm going to skip that and go into the top of the chain, the first single crochet. So skip your slip stitch. There you go. I'm going to do my last increase. 1, 2, and you should end with 2 single crochets. So 1, 2, and then slip stitch to that first single crochet made. Perfect. Should look like this. And it should end in 60 stitches around. Once you've reached this point, stop and make 3 more exactly like that to round 6. And then pick your favorite one. That's going to be the front. And then we'll continue. So now grab your third color. This will be round 7. And I'm going to go into that same stitch that we started with right here, just so I can keep track of where my increases are. We're going to yarn over and chain 1. Okay, now you're going to place 2 single crochets into that same first stitch. So 1, 2. Now our repeat is going to be 1 single crochet into every 5 stitches and then 2 into the 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2 single crochets into that 6th stitch. So 1, and into that same 1, 2. And repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 into this one, 6. Repeat that all the way around until you've got 5 stitches left. I'm about to do my last increase. I'm going to do 1, 2, And then you should have 5 single crochets left. So just 1 single crochet into each of those. And then you're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet you made. So that should end with 70 stitches. For round 8, attach your yarn in that same space, chain 1, and put 1 single crochet into that first stitch. Then you're going to place 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. Into the next, you'll place 2 single crochets. So here's 1, 2. And now we can begin our repeat for this round. So you're going to place 1 single crochet into each of the next 6 stitches. And 2 single crochets into the 7th stitch. And repeat that all the way around. You should end with 2 stitches left. You're going to place 1 single crochet into each and slip stitch to the first single crochet you made. It should look like this at the end of round 8 and should have a total of 80 stitches around. For round 9, we're going to chain 1 and single crochet into the first 3 stitches. So we're going to half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Here's my second. 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. One treble into the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to work a double treble into the next stitch, just 1. And now we're going to form our corner. So you're going to chain 2. Now we're going to repeat the beginning pattern just backwards. So double treble into the next stitch. One treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. One double crochet into the next 2 stitches. One half double crochet into the next 2. And notice you should start to have a corner formed. Now we're going to 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And now you can begin the repeat again. So you're going to repeat this pattern 3 more times. It should look like this once you've done the repeat twice. So halfway point. Okay, I've reached my last 3 stitches and I'm going to single crochet into those and then slip stitch to the first single crochet we made. And it should look like this. You'll have 4 corners and a total of 88 stitches. For round 10, chain 3. This will count as your first double crochet. And now you're going to double crochet into each stitch until you reach the corner space. Once you've reached the corner, in that space, you're going to place 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then another 2 double crochets into that same space. It should look like this once you've completed that first corner. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around. So 1 double crochet into every stitch across. When you reach the corner, in that corner space, you'll put a 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. I've reached my last stitch and I'm going to place a double crochet into that. Now I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 from the beginning. Your square should start to look like this. You'll have a total of 112 stitches around. And you can cut your yarn and fasten it off.